Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Barrios. Welcome to Municipal Notebook. Our guest tonight is a Republican who believes in working with Democrats rather than against them. His name is Daniel the Wigman Vovak, and we are very pleased to have him on our show tonight.
Thank you
Daniel,
so much.
Good to see you.
I really appreciate being here. I really do.
Let me ask you, first of all, how did you come up with the nickname the Wigman?
Actually, it was a nickname that I got after maybe being interviewed 100 times. I was promoting my first book, Will You Run for President? I'm a ghostwriter by trade. And I had been interviewed a lot, and I was in New Hampshire, and the top reporter in the state, John DeStazo, with the New Hampshire Union Leader, he had written a small blurb about me in a speech I was going to give, and he said, "The Wigman cometh." And I didn't think anything of it until people started calling me the Wigman, which actually took off a little bit. I don't use the wig as much now, but it's a nickname I still carry.
That's right. So you can be a Wigman, you would be Jeffersonian or Hamilton, or who would you be?
Well, I like to think of now as a Whig Republican.
As a Whig Republican.
Yeah, they're a little different than the Republicans, the Whigs, but they've, yeah, I try to do my best with it.
You are running for county executive. I didn't mention that in the opening, but I should mention that. And you're getting geared up to run for county executive. Let me ask you, first of all, why are you in this race?
Well, I could do a better job than Ike Leggett at running for county executive. And in fact, I think hundreds of thousands of people in Montgomery County could do a better job than him. I've never lost or wasted $1 billion as our current county executive and county council have, but I just think I could do a better job. I think, including you could do a better job too.
You mentioned to me before the show that you believe we need more balance in the county. Right. What do you mean by that?
Well, we have 3 branches of government, of which most people don't complain about the courts, but we have an executive branch, a county council, which serves as like a Congress of our county, and then we have the judicial. And the executive branch and the county council tend to agree almost all the time. According to Ike Leggett in the Washington Post, he says that he got 99% of what he wanted when the county was $1 billion short. And I think, especially in cutting $1 billion, there should have been more disagreement. And I think you need a county executive who disagrees or debates openly with the county council rather than almost a rubber stamp of each other.
You also make the point, and I read this in your website, that you think that it's important to have Republican input. That Montgomery County politics is dominated by Democrats. 5 of the last county executives have been Democrats. Right. We have a Democratic governor, Democratic senators, and you believe that it's important that we have Republicans in positions of government here in the county. Expand upon that for me, will you? Well,
we have a democracy, and within a democracy, you need debates. And there is some arguments going on among the Democrats, which is good. But a topic that I think I've heard about, I think others would agree with, is Montgomery County sending too much money to Annapolis and not getting enough back. I mean, you would think an all-Democrat legislative branch would want more money to come back here. And one of the unions had mentioned to me that they thought the county executive should be more of a bully pulpit. I don't know if that's always the right term. Sometimes it's overused, but we need our money back. I mean, these are tough times, and the county executive's job is to bring in, we send the money to Annapolis, we need to bring the money back from Annapolis. We have projects we want. A lot of people live here. It's just time. It's time with that. You have an all-Democrat system. I can see why they've been Democrats before. Connie Morella did a really nice job. Howie Dennis did a nice job. Gene Cryer did a nice job. There have been Republicans that have had the trust of Democrats before. But if they want to have an effective government, if we want a government, I think we need a 2-party system, don't we?
Right. That is one of the arguments of kind of a check and balance sort of thing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And our balance, we have a lot of checks going out, but there's not a balance right now.
There's not a balance going on. Where is your disagreements with Ike Leggett? Where is it that you fundamentally disagree with him? What issues?
Well, that's a nice question, by the way, with it. A couple topics, first of all, that are known with him. The bodyguards are just uncomfortable. 4 bodyguards. I mean, why 4 and not 10 or none or 1 or 2? It seems like a lot. Obviously, he got played with the toilet that he put in for $65,000 and also the porta potties that are being removed. These are more personal topics that he has had an individual effect on our budget. And I think it's wrong. I mean, it doesn't seem that he is that he is working towards what the everyday voter or everyday resident of Montgomery County needs. I don't feel it. I just don't feel it coming there. There's almost a disconnect that's with him. And I would try to connect with people. I'm trying. It's difficult because I'm a Republican that must work with Democrats. In fact, I already stated, I've stated it often, that Mike Knapp, he's a Democrat in District 2. He's retiring, I guess retiring of sorts, but leaving. That I spoke with him and said, look, I'll give you the Chief Administrative Office position. And it's $250,000 a year. And I know he pondered it because he left the council shortly after I told him about it. I mean, I will work with him on that. I think he'd be good with it. I have some disagreements with Ike Leggett. I don't dislike him. He's not a dislikable guy. It's just he's not doing enough of his job. And I think maybe just a new face, a new person there could do a little better. At least I hope so.
You were also critical of him over his cuts, his spending cuts. You don't feel that they were spread across the board, and you also had some problems with some of the tax increases that he's proposed as well.
I mean, we raise taxes, and many people can afford the taxes, but not everyone can. I mean, I struggle. I think everyone struggles in our county. We struggle differently, maybe than other areas of the state do. It just seemed wrong that groups were initially asked to take 2 weeks of furloughs. It's just insanity. I mean, who could go 2 weeks without a pay cut or a paycheck? I mean, 2 weeks is a long time. It's a lot of money. And just the thought that furloughs were there, that it was part of the system, it was wrong. They seemed to have no creativity with what they did. They started with $1 billion shortfall as if they didn't notice the recession was happening. I mean, there was no surprise. I mean, this current budget. They didn't make the cuts a year ago or 2 years ago, and everyone got hit hard on it. It was wrong. Well, the way they worked with the school system, the way they demanded the furloughs, the possible lawsuits. This isn't the way a county's supposed to run. We need to work with each other, not against each other.